Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the third online masterclass of JCOM, a jewelry e-commerce group. I am Deepak Tulsian, a jewelry e-commerce consultant and founder of mywisdomlane.com. I would like to thank all of you for joining today's webinar on Jewelry Merchandising Masterclass. The objective of this webinar is to share insights on how merchandising can help jewelers unlock the potential of jewelry retail, both offline and online. I am thankful to our speaker, Ms. Binita Shah, HOD, Head of Department for Merchandising and Branding at IIG, International Institute of Gemology, to accept my invitation to share her learnings and insights with all of us today. Before I invite Ms. Binita Shah, let me quickly introduce her. So Ms. Binita is the HOD at IIG for merchandising and branding and also looks at retail management. She has taught 500 plus students in jewelry designing, merchandising, branding, and retail management. She has 18 plus years of experience, 11 plus years in teaching in jewelry industry. She has built a 50 crore retail jewelry business from scratch. She is also a proprietor of a bespoke fine jewelry brand called Jewellery in Mumbai. She has been ex-retail head at Sama Jewelry as well as Ajumal Jewelry, high-end luxury jewelry. She has her master's in jewelry designing and manufacturing. She has also been featured in magazines including Wedding Vista, Lifestyle E magazines. She is an ambassador of a chapter at BNI, Business Network International. Her specialty is curating modular jewelry concepts, and she is a connoisseur in the world of retailing. She also loves, writing blogs and traveling around the world. So a small quote before I would hand over it to Ms. Binita Shah. Successful merchandising is a fusion of strategy and style that turns your products into experiences. May I request Ms. Binita Shah to take it over from here now?
Thank you, Deepak ji, for a wonderful introduction that you've given us. And firstly, a very warm welcome to all the jeweler community that we have today. And giving us this opportunity to reach out to everyone and bring merchandising and the knowledge about merchandising introduction to them. So we are absolutely obliged to be a part of this.
Members, you can drop in your questions during the presentation in the chat box, and we would have a Q&A session after her presentation is over.
So yes, a jeweler's life can have a lot to be done each day, each week, each month with coming up with collections to presentation to branding to visual merchandising, store management. There's so much to handle and take care. Client servicing भी करते हैं, उनका behavior भी समझना है. Shoppers' behavior and understanding their needs is one of the main things that the jeweler needs to do. So to make this more easier, we've come up with some pain points that Deepak ji's told us to work for jewelers and what they have. And yes, let's begin with a brief insight. Firstly, one of the biggest pin that we have is how do we captivate customers, curating collections for them. Collections कैसे बनाते हैं हम लोग उनके लिए. So we're going to begin with a small insight, on firstly how fashion and jewelry can go hand in hand. And it's been for years. इतने सालों से ये होता आ रहा है कि आप देखते हो कि मिलान फैशन वीक, पेरिस फैशन वीक, उधर से ट्रेंड्स आके हम ज्वेलरी में बनाते हैं, इनकॉर्पोरेट करते हैं एंड ट्रांसफॉर्म करते हैं उसको. तो ये भी अभी भी जो स्टडी लिया गया है 2024 का ट्रेंड एनालिसिस, ये वहां से ही हमने लिया है. एंड आपको ये दिखा रहे हैं कि हम कैसे आने वाले साल में कौन सी जो ट्रेंड्स इन है and how can you curate collections based on these trends. So jewelry trends forecasting is the first thing जो हमारे डिजाइनर करते हैं. आपकी जो डिजाइनर टीम रहेगी, you will be probably telling them कि पहले trends analysis कर लो, forecasting कर लो. And
hello, sorry to disturb you. Is it possible to converse in English?
yes,
sorry. I'm from South India.
I'm going to be talking both, sir, because we might have dwellers from both the ends who want to talk, understand the point of view. So I'll be mixing up the language. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So yes, coming back. So in simple words, design elements that are going to be seen in 2024 is what we're going to be having up. Let's begin with the first thing, which is mixed metals. So not only silver and not only gold is the look this season. We're going to be having a super trendy mix of metal colors that shall be combined with other metals and materials like leather, diamonds, color stones, etc., which you'll be seeing in all product ranges again, from necklaces to bracelets to earrings to rings. In सब में आप देखोगे ये for the coming season. Next is going to be not any architecture, not geometric, but flowers for the season. So from accessories to clothes, big brands like Givenchy, Chanel, all have been elevating their outfits with floral earrings, necklaces, brooch, again in a lot of wide range of product categorization. That is what we're going to be having. So when I say product categorization, it means product size slicing or the differentiation in product that we offer a customer, which is rings, earrings, bracelets. That's what it means. Next in trend, of course, we have chunky chains. ये आप लोग anyways artificial jewelry में आ चुका है. So you'll be seeing a lot of conversions in this, and again in mixed metals. So not only gold and silver, but maybe two-tone or different colors of gold blend together. And chains have always been a very versatile piece of jewelry. You know, so it can be more fun also. It can be elegant also. Depending on the design, you can incorporate this look and get a whole collection based on this. Moving on to modern pearls. So, why do we say modern pearls? Pearls can be traditional also, but why modern? Because if you can see the piece that I've given an example, a lovely piece of jewelry that has a bow which is tied with a ribbon behind, but you can wear the same thing the other way around, where the bow comes in front and makes it look more stylish and chic. So, classy pearls के साथ आप ये add on करके you can mix it up and blend it to make it look modern. And that's why modern pearls is going to be very in this season. Then moving further ahead, we have chandeliers and shoulder dusters. So really, really long pair of earrings that have chin length or beyond chin that touch your shoulder are called shoulder dusters. And with a minimal makeup and accentuating your look with these chandeliers is the season in trend. Once the forecasting of all of these, so these are all the trends that you'll see in 2024, basic trends, where in chandeliers also are making floral motifs, you will be seeing mixed metals, so that all you can combine together. But basically we have these 5 trends which are going to be there in 2024. Now once ye forecasting ho gaya, you've done a trend research, what is next? What do we do next now? So we have product planning, which is you're going to plan your entire range of products from, again, like I said, range of rings and necklaces, earrings, pendant sets, etc., based on these trends. Yeah. So your design plus the trends and products combined can give you trend-based collections. That's how we work around. So when we come to picking off of products, big hoops, chunky hoops. So no jewelry is of course complete without a big and a nice pair of chunky hoops. Again, could be in mixed metals because it's in the season, or could be in diamonds. Since hoops are considered more stylish and elegant, आप ये blend कर सकते हो अपने earring collection में. Then we have brooches. Again, brooches वापस आए हैं. Royals का तो ये it's a part of their outfit, you know, that they've been wearing brooches. But the runways have also brought it back in the season this time. So again, motifs like floral, architectural, mixed metals, diamonds, put in brooches. Vintage shape ले लो, या तो perpetual shapes ले लो. You can adopt brooches to outcome any style. Cuff bracelets. So moving ahead to cuff bracelets, ये ऐसा एक लुक है जो कोई भी स्टाइल को आउटबीट करता है. A chunky piece of bracelet. Okay, it needs no identity and can be worn in different ways. That's the best part. So you can just wear it by itself, or you can have your clothing over it. You can have a bracelet. You can have it half covered, or you can have it half left open. Lot of ways to wear these cuff bracelets. Again, in different metals you'll see, like you're seeing on the screen, which is back again in the season. And to complement these cuff bracelets, we're going to be having a lot of statement rings. Bade stones, big stones that are used in rings. Also, a lot of multiple stack rings, multicolored stone में or just one color. But the multiple stack rings जो आप एक साथ पहन सकते हो or you can wear it separately are also very in the season. So this is how you can add on these category in your ring collection and be in trend. कौन बोल सकता है कि एक ईयरिंग को लूज करना is a good thing today, you know? Who'd think losing a pair of earring is okay? But yes, mismatch earrings, which is like one earring is different from the other. You don't have to have a real identical pair of earrings. Is again back in this season, which was there some couple of years back. So, of course, some element of style, color, or coordination has to be done in the earring to look a little identical, but not exactly similar to the same. So, mismatch earrings, like I told you, shoulder dusters could be in multicolors, could be in pearls, different kinds of those in your earring range. आप add कर सकते हो. Very different earring that we are having. Usually, ये silver में मिलता है आपको, which is ear clodders that we say ear climbers also. Instead of piercing 2 3 holes and wearing different earrings, which has been in trend for all these years, it's been a decade now, you can have one earring that covers the entire earlobe. Okay, and you don't really have to pierce your ear. So as jewelers, we can promote this as one of the best way to promote it in the season, and offer our customers this product where they don't really have to go for piercing it, because it could be quite a task every time. Multicolored or multi-layered necklaces, it could be in color of gold or just one color, with a lot of pendants that can turn into charms. This has also been in probably fashion last year, where we had charm bracelets. So this year, these charms can be converted into pendants and worn along with multi-layered and colored necklaces. Again, come up this. So once all of this, आपने trend सीख लिया, आपने product categorization सीख लिया, and you want to incorporate both and blend into your design. When this is done right, the next step is to that we suggest, for every jeweler, that you should be creating is a mood board. Now, what is a mood board, and how can you make collections via mood board? So I'd like to give a small example. We had one of the jewelers who had come to us with the same thing, where they were trying to understand how they can build an entire range of collection, and we offered them this, that why don't you make it through a mood board? It'll be easier for your designers, and you can take this mood board and put it up in a happy corner in your space, in your store, and tell people how you've been inspired. आपने inspiration कहाँ से लिया है? That inspiration can be turned into, that emotional connect with the people. Very different kind of a topic that we did for the jeweler, and it went very well with them, because not many people put this kind of mood bowls in their store. The journey from having a trend picked up to an inspired design and to actually curating that piece, the entire journey was shown in that mood board, and how it looks. I'm just going to show you that. So technically, since modern pearls, I've just taken an example, key modern pearls being a part of the season, you need to collect images from all over, the system, where you can get in relation with either shoes hai, bags hai, cutlery hai, artifacts hai, curtains hai, anything that is related to and inspired from pearls. Because of the season coming up, of course, a lot of people will have started already incorporating it. So when you do this, you can just put it up in a very haphazard manner, like a collage work on your mood board, and then that's one part of it. The second part is how you can transform that. So technically, take inspiration from the mood board and transform it into inspiration based designs from the forms taken over there. You can also pick designs from different global brands as an inspiration, and then make designs as per your taste and your customer taste. The second part of the mood board is, of course, putting up the journey of how you've curated designs from the inspiration. And the third part would be actually putting up pieces of jewelry as to how the pieces were made. So this is how we tell a mood board system, which is a brilliant idea and is working very well for a lot of people, where you can incorporate this from a design stage to the manufacturing till it reaches the customer. That is about it. Once you've done the collections, आपने collections बना लिए हैं, and you have the entire stock ready. The main thing, of course, now is to how you're going to be promoting it, and what better promotion can you get than visual merchandising. मुझे एक सवाल लोग अक्सर पूछते हैं कि what is easier, ma'am? Is it sales or footfalls in the store? What is easier? Let me tell you, it's a simple phenomena. The more the footfall, the more the sales, of course, right? So brand recognition and brand loyalty is, of course, going to follow. And the most important is sales, undoubtedly. To increase footfalls, you need to do only one thing, which is use the power of visual merchandising. And that is going to increase your footfalls. one small ad or a magazine ad है, newspaper ad है जो आप देते हो अपने brand के बारे में, how many people does it reach to? Maybe thousands, lakhs. But vision merchandising, when it's done very effectively and in a very powerful way, you're going to be reaching a lot more bigger mass because of word of mouth that is going to be spreading, and every passerby from your store is seeing, very curious, अंदर क्या है? Let me go in and check. Even if they don't want to, and it's just a window shopping that people are doing, you will see a lot of conversions happening with this powerful effect. So I would definitely suggest to take a look at this. So a little peek into the old merchandising, which is the new that we have. Long 30 years back, a window display of a jeweler looked like the one in the left, where the phenomena was जो ज्यादा दिखता है वो बिकता है. But today the scenario has changed. The funda today is less is more. The lesser you put it up and the more elegant you make it look, the more it's going to sell. So times have changed and we will also change with time. How can you make a powerful vision merchandising? So yes, I am going to take you through 4 different ways where you can pick any of it depending on your customer nature and your market, and pick and do this in your window. The first one is a season-based window. Now, what is a season-based window? Technically, in your market, Diwali, Christmas, or Valentine's, जो भी occasion where people have a greater effect and they celebrate that occasion in the maximum way. Pick that one season, okay? But make sure whenever you're launching a collection or you're having an entire window spread done, it should be at least 1 to 2 months prior that you're launching a collection in that season, because people usually start buying prior that. So once you're done with that, you can then showcase the entire products of the season, get in the festive mood. People are already in the festive mood, you attracting them, getting them. So for example, here I've picked Christmas as one of the inspirations taken, season-based inspirations. You can see from snow-covered Christmas trees to reindeers to the red and green effects, how you can incorporate different elements from Christmas. Yeah, giving nice subtle Christmas colors in the background, in the backdrop, in the props also, and put it up in your window along with the piece of jewelry. The only do not do over here is don't overpower it so much that the jewelry is lost. Always balance it out with the jewelry is given more importance. Of course, the window is there to accentuate the look and not cover up for the look. So that is one thing. Another example that I've given over here is, so this is a plan and a design done by one of the students where you can see Valentine's Day taken as a collection. Okay. So from the red, nice satin curtains to the heart props, the mannequins well dressed, and the message. And don't forget the wine glasses as chandeliers. So how nicely can you actually draw a display and then actually make that display and make it look like a season base and you're in the season. So every time you show this, you're telling people we are in trend, we are in season, please come and visit us. Yeah, it's a very well message given. Here you can see, of course, colors of Valentine's picked well, shelves, counters done in those shapes, and wine of hand showing a depiction of love. So it could be anything that you can pick and do it in your window. So this is how a season-based window can look like, or you can create. Moving on to a trend-based collection window. So there are times जहाँ mid-season रहते हैं, जहाँ seasons actually don't fall in. Bridals रहते हैं, या तो any other season where it's not particularly a season of the year. In those times, you can pick things like this, where get inspired from anything. Abhi, nature like florals is in trend this year. So you can see how vibrantly from the props to the windows, the entire floral pattern collection is put it up. Now, the best part over here is you can also put up jewelry that is inspired from that trend. That means आपने अगर nature-based jewelry बनाया है, and you've had an entire range of collection of 50 pieces, for example, on from that trend. You can put all of those pieces along with a story. It's like a storytelling that you're doing in your window. It's a brilliant form of a non-paid advertisement that you're giving up to your window, and when it is such an effective way, why not use it? The third one is the promotional windows. So usually promotion is something where we like it. I mean, of course, I wouldn't say just an Indian mentality, but globally also we love sales. Human psychology, we love everything off, right? When you know that that is the mindset of people, why not put it up in your window? You're having a sale, you can put that up in the window. You're having something off, uh, maybe a small corner in the window where you can put that up. You're offering something like a bundle pricing, where you take something and a less amount of money you pay, or any part of it that goes as a promotion. That could be a big message in your window display. And the last one is information based displays. So this is a newly adapted concept where you can actually have display TVs in the window, either showing an entire reel of your collection, or again the whole storytelling part if you don't have mood boards in the window as to how have you curated collections right from designing stage to manufacturing and putting it up. Any kind of information that you want to put up also. So for example, I had one of the jewelers from the 2 3 tier cities who came and told us, ma'am, we are having a lot of issue where over here maybe 20 carat is the last piece of caratage of jewelry that works. 18 carat, we're finding it very difficult to promote. People have just not having the mindset. So then that's what we told him. Why don't you create an entire information on how 18 carat can be beneficial in diamonds, or how you're charging and how the things can be lower in budget also. Take the USP, the plus points, and put up in your window. Let people get educated with information that you're wanting to pass on to them. So according to your information, aapke market mein, what do you want to promote? Okay, from a little piece of information to the collection to the trend or the season, all of it can be used in your window display. Make use of this. This is something which is of greater price and value to you. So yes, this is one of the favorite topics, I think, where every jeweler is looking for this. Collection theek hai, window display bhi theek hai, we'll do all of it. But inventory, how are we going to increase our inventory? Yeah. Turnover in the inventory, the first main point that we're going to be having is you, along with your entire staff, has to know your USP, your unique selling point, as we say. It could be from a design element to a manufacturing, having unit जिससे आपका price कम हो रहा है, or you're having a chain of stores where people don't realize, oh, you are having such a big spread, and we didn't know about it. How many years are you in the business? Make the goodwill use of it. We use a lot of visual merchandising techniques applied, and we are thoroughly in trend. People don't talk all of these things. And of course, customer service and experience that you're going to create for them is natural. But the USP part is something which should be at the tip of your tongue whenever you're talking to your client, so they can know what is your advantage over your competition in the market. After the USP, of course, it comes to where we have issues with aged inventory. Old inventory hai, it's been lying in stock for very long. Kya kare uske saath? The only thing is to melt it? No. So there is one solution to it where आप थोड़ा change कर सकते हो a rhodium part of it. Maybe a little in color stones, add a drop. Change the earring look a little bit, make it look a little more fresh. With aged inventory, it means probably a stock which is lasting for probably 6 months and more and not getting sold. This little minute change can look the change, take the change of the entire design to another level. And you will not realize it's soon gone. It is gone from your store, and you are not left with more inventory as which you're sulking over. So these small changes is what you can do. Of course, instead of having a very big stock of a particular line which is very bold for the market, make a sample line in that stream of a bold design and have your fast moving pieces in gold. So you're not stuck with a lot of gold just, piling over. Always have a blend of high end and fast selling items. Usually what we do, हम क्या करते हैं कि हमारा सबसे best piece, maybe it's one of the award winning pieces or the designer piece है, या तो bridal बड़ा सा necklace डाल देते हैं window पे. कितने लोग शादी करते हैं साल में? Probably thousands or a couple of more thousands. But there are a lot of people who are looking for a lot of fast selling budget friendly items which they can invest in, they can wear more often. So always have a blend of what your USP is along with the fast moving items where that can also be like a USP for you. Rotation of stock. Of course, this is something which jewelers lack. where they do not rotate their stock in each window, whether it is the outside window, which is what we call the window display, or inside the window. Your stock has to change every week. The mindset over here is, एक piece मैंने 4 बार देखा तो मुझे ये आता है समझ में कि ये ज्वेलर शायद he is not doing well. ये piece मैंने कितनी बार देखा है. That means if it's lying over here, it's not doing well. So just a little trick in the game of changing the mindset of people as to how, the pieces, when you move it, every time they see it's a new piece. That is one thing which you can apply. Rotation of stock with the chain of stores. So this is one thing again where all the jewelers were having chain stores, maybe in one city, 2 cities, globally. Okay. One kind of a stock or a design collection which is not working in one city can do really well in another city. And this is tried and tested. So because different people are there in probably with different mindsets and different taste in every city, you can try rotating your stock within the chain stores and see which one is selling well where. Of course, the first step in this is going to be market research, and then you make your stock just in case if it's not going well, if you're still having an aged inventory. This is one of the things you can do if you're having a chain store also, and try. Like I've been always saying, a well done visual display window is the best non-paid advertisement of your store of and any products that you have in your store. Why not utilize it? We're not paying for it. It's your own store. Understanding your customer better to deliver better. This is something which is very important. We understand that customer is God for, of course, all of us. If they are not going to be there, we are not going to be alive. So the main part, a lot of times we forget, is understanding your customer. I'd like to give you one example over here where we were in a store and a lady walked in with a pair of solitaires and she probably moved out from a BMW. The assumption that the entire staff made was that she's definitely a potential buyer and she's definitely going to buy jewelry. So the entire staff had a lot of attention, probably 1 or 2 people with her, and the entire focus was only her in the store for now. Another lady walked in, probably not as, I would say, of course she was well dressed, but not as well dressed, as she had solitaires clung to her, or she was probably coming out of a very a good car or a branded car. And it was like the mindset for her was a little different, from the management end. And she was buying and she was looking around, and ultimately you will be really shocked to see she actually bought more stuff than the lady who was having and wearing a big 5 carat solitaires on her ear. So we really judge our customers too fast when we want to and see people from their appearance or look or the things that they carry around. This is the mindset that we need to change. It's not how you can judge people. So understanding how the body language is, customer kya kar raha hai, kaise wo baat kar raha hai, how is he talking, how is he relating with you, is very important to actually grasp that how much is the potential of the customer. This is exactly what is lacking in one of the many stores that we've been to. Improvising and upgrading on merchandising skills. Of course, learning has no boundaries. So keep updating and improvising on every part of merchandising. Now that also starts from designing to manufacturing to actually moving on to understanding your customer and all of it. The art of storytelling has to be there. This is one thing which the formula is, आप पूछो, सुनो, and then react करो. Ask, listen, and then act. That's the greatest formula that you can teach your staff. And once this is done correctly, you'll exactly know how smoothly the conversation can go and how you can convert into sales. When you're hiring a store merchandiser or when you want to do store merchandising, some things that you really need to look in them, or existing staff, you need to train them, which we do at IIG, is what products you're selling. The person has to know your brand very correctly. We need to understand that as owners, hum sab jagah nahi ho sakte. We cannot be everywhere to sell our products. So who's selling our products? Our staff. A perception of our brand has to be right in the minds of our staff, correctly embedded. That's the first and the foremost thing. Your store policies. What is your buyback? What is your returns? What is your company policy? They have to be know all of this in detail when they're talking to your consumer. What price is the product being sold? Technically, we've seen a lot of people falter when we say, "Oh, I really like this piece of jewelry, but the design is nice, but it doesn't fit my budget." And then the staff member goes blank. Okay, so then I'll show you something else. No, the key point was that the customer liked the design. So here, what do? He has to offer things like we do customization, we do an increase and decrease in budget, depending on the style, depending on what we can do, maybe lower the quality of diamonds. That knowledge has to be there with your store merchandiser. And of course, the ongoing promotions. So whenever we see, somebody that is almost in the conversion of business, that's the right time to throw in that, oh, ma'am, we do have promotions like this, and it's going to completely suit your needs and fit in budget. So all of this together, when it's blend, it creates a different and absolutely, I would say, a customer experience for each and every individual visiting your store. Of course, your store visualization to the treatment that your merchandiser is giving the audience, to the different technologies that you're using, probably the AI coming in today, and the different softwares where they can make their own jewelry in your store. All of this is going to add on to it, but let's get the basics correctly. So just for this purpose, of course, IIG has come up with a, a course that we've been offering for quite some time now. And it's regarding the different elements, right from, like I told you, the mood board, relating to your market and the 4 Ps that are there in the market, to we move on to how we can do a branding for you. Some jewelers want a rebranding and a revamping of their logo or packaging. A little legal information of how we can protect your brand also is what we give. Again, like I said, we teach on the metals and diamonds, budgeting of jewelry, as to how you can convince your consumer as to what you can increase and decrease, to get the jewelry outset. We do an entire competitive analysis of the competition that you face in the market, and then give you strategies as to what pricing strategies you can adapt, and at what times can you change. Product, every product has a limited life cycle. So when a product is introduced in the market, how can you grow it by having line extensions? If it's not doing well, how can you withdraw? What is the right time to exit is what we are having a part of this program. A detailed learning on visual merchandising, because that's a key element today for the growth. Understanding your consumer in the right way, as to we have levels of consumers, who know about us, who know that we do kind of jewelry, who know and have visited us. How would you approach them? What is the promotion level that you use for each and every audience? Store management, of course, this, which is something from right from stock management to rotation of stock to actually securities in your store and setting up your store. We offer actual coming and visiting you and setting up your store for you. Understanding your customer, of course, in detail, from their body language, more than just judging them from their appearance, from their talks, how to remove information from them when they are reliant about not talking much about it. And in the end, we have a development, that is a personal development grooming that we do for your staff, or for you. And we train them as to how they can talk, how do they interact, what is the different policies that can happen when you're talking. So yes, I would like to leave you for a quote of the day too, where most people think selling is same as talking, but the most effective salesperson knows that listening is the most important part of their job. So I'll be free to ask and answer any questions from your end, if you have any.
Thank you, Vinitaji. It was a lovely presentation, very insightful, very useful. I hope everyone enjoyed the session. Before we open the floor for question and answer, I would like to invite one or two members from the audience to share what is the one thing they liked about the presentation. We have Mr. Aman Talla from Talla Jewelers in Jammu, one of the fastest growing jeweler there. It's a pleasure to invite you. Amanji, if you can share one or two lines about how was the presentation.
Yeah, hi Deepak sir and hi Benita ma'am. So it was wonderful. My expectations initially for the presentation were low, but the 30 minutes were I would say, life-changing in terms of my mindset towards VM. So we used to give the staff all the stock and expect sales from them. We have four stores in Jammu. So I think the concept that you've told about trends, collection-based trends, offer-based windows. So if you can use all these, I think it's very easy to increase the stock turnover ratio by 30-40% easily. So that is one
Definitely.
takeaway from this. And secondly, if you can get some corporate training, it will be easy, because when an outsider comes and teaches the staff, it's very easy for us also to, take away. So thank you so much for a wonderful session. Take care.
Superb, superb.
Yes,
Thank you,
so
Amanji. I remember Amanji saying, he keeps learning. He's a lifelong learner. So I would encourage everyone to learn more, to earn more.
Yeah, every day is a new learning. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Amanji.
Take
So we can open the floor for any questions. Please feel free to ask your questions. I'm sure, Benita ji has centered the presentation more around physical retail, because 97% of the jewelry retail in India is still physical. However, I saw some of these concepts that she has shared can be easily applied to online retail as well. For example, she spoke about, rotating the window display to give a fresh look. The same thing in a website, if your banner and the products that are there in the home page, if it's the same for months, it gives a stale, look to your website. So I think a lot of these learnings can be applied to online as well. But please feel free to ask any questions.
So yes, Deepak ji, to what Amanji said, where he's from Jammu and he wanted to. So Amanji, you can get in touch with us. At IIG, we do a lot of online teachings also, and we do it probably any part of the world. We have people coming from and sitting for our entire course. It's just like a small duration of 20-hour thing. And the details you can fetch from the invite. There's a number and there's the link or there's the email ID where you can reach out to us.
Great. So whoever wants to speak, you may have to kindly unmute yourself and then you can speak, please. Or you can drop your questions in the chat box. We can take it from there. Okay. Till someone asks a question, Binita ji, quick question from my end. These courses that you do, if you can share, like who is it, is the right audience for this course? Is it the owner of the jewelry retail business? Is it the employees, the merchandise salespeople, or new entrepreneurs, whoever wants to start a jewelry business? Who is this relevant for?
So it's relevant for all four of them, like you said. We have, in fact, we're already having currently a lot of jewelers and their sons and daughters coming to us for this course, and we're already in teaching process to them. So, of course, jewelers themselves or their sons and daughters who come for this course, people who are absolutely new and want to start the entire business by themselves, entrepreneurs, do this course because this is like a finishing and polishing thing for your store. Anybody who wants to do a merchandising job somewhere, so like a sales staff, when you want to elevate their knowledge on how do you use merchandising, we have them also part of this course. Yes.
So Mr. Shaldeep Patel is asking if he can get a recording of this webinar. So yes, for everyone, I would be putting up a recording in the YouTube channel of mywisdomlane.com, and I would probably circulate the link to all the people who have registered. So you can watch it after a few days. Okay. So Vinita ji, we have one question in the window. What will be the role of AI for the jewelry industry?
So AI, as we know, is artificial intelligence, and what it's doing new is beyond what we can expect. I've had people who can actually have the AI software, and when the customer says, I don't like this pair of earrings in the design, I like this one, but usually you don't buy before trying. I mean, the jewelry is something which you need to try it on, right? So the AI does is they put on the jewelry on your face artificially, and they show you, okay, this is how you look. This is how you can blend with your clothes and outfits. Do you have an outfit? Let me, blend it for you and show you how you look it. They create an entire look for you right before you're ready even to buy it or you're in that look. So this is how it's going to change the marketing industry today.
Yes, there was an example of a recent jeweler I met in a retail jeweler conference. It's called Rings and I, based in, I think, Pune. New entrepreneur to the jewelry industry. Or the fantastic concept is you can the conversation in the online website. It starts with like, okay, tell us about you. What is your profession? Which city are you from? How old are you? What is the occasion you're looking for? Based on understanding, the AI will propose categories, the budgets. So entire thing is humanless. Like without the human, the chatbot is actually
Correct.
suggesting jewelry by understanding the requirement of the customer. So yes, there's a lot of place where AI can help you automate and personalize the experience of the customer.
Personalization, yes. Customer to complete personal experience.
There's one question on AI specifically for inventory.
So, like you just answered it, a lot of things where the change maybe changing a design in a particular way, or the going up and down on the carriage of budget and saying then okay, now this is the look that is changed. So inventory looks also will be changed by AI, where you will not have to make an effort to actually sit down, draw it, or color it and make sure your customer this is how it looks in this color, this is how it will look with less diamonds, this is how I can remove one element from here and look like that. It'll automatically do those things for you.
Great.
If I think that is what was asked, and if I'm correctly answering the need.
Yes, I think I can see Mr. Rahul Desai on the line. Thank you, Rahulji, for joining us. For everyone, Rahulji is a founder of IIG. Thanks, Rahulji, for being with us. If there's any few
Deepak ji.
lines you would like to add, that would be really nice.
Thank you, Deepak ji, and I should appreciate the work what you are doing for our industry, for gems and jewelry, and you are nurturing and giving the development and the growth to this industry by imparting valuable education, information. I always keep on watching your LinkedIn blogs and LinkedIn posts and everything. It's really very informative, and definitely so it's a hand in hand for IIG as well. We are doing same kind of education for our industry, gems and jewelry industry, since last 58 years. And we are proud that we have already trained and prepared 1 lakh professionals for this industry, so on. And we have presence in 5 different cities of India as well. And also the online is a revolution what we are bringing in. So that, we are glad to join with you in this revolution. And going forward, like jewelry industry need to have some kind of a organization, proper kind of a education, proper management systems, because it's not going to easy to compete to the world. Now it's the competition is not internal. अपने बाजू वाले जो शॉप वाले क्या करते हैं या फिर उसका कंपटीशन नहीं है अभी जो कंपटीशन है वो इट्स बहुत वाइड है एंड हमको वर्ल्ड के साथ compete करना है. Still we are exporting only 3 to 4% of world demand of jewelry. So if we are targeting the world, then the competition and the preparation is very high. And yeah, we are gearing up for that. And any help, any kind of education help, if you need in future also, we are always there. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Rahulji, and thanks for accepting my request for this webinar on merchandising. It's the heart of jewelry retail. And as we know, most of the chain store jeweler also started with a single store. And it's mostly family-driven businesses. So professional merchandisers are still missing in a lot of jewelers who are already doing very good, but their touch of professionalism in merchandising can further amplify their business.
What happened, we don't actually created that space in our organization. We don't know what is merchandiser. Sometimes ज्वेलर्स पूछते भी है कि हमको मर्चेंडाइजर चाहिए, बट उसका क्या रोल है वो शायद उनको नहीं पता होता है. काफी रोल जो बिजनेस ओनर्स एंटरप्रेन्योर्स खुद कर रहे हैं वो रोल वो डेलीगेट करना चाहिए मर्चेंडाइजर्स को. एंड दिस इज देन ओनली यू कैन डू लॉट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट एंड डिफरेंट पार्ट ऑफ द वर्क. So it's a real time to have a merchandiser in all the I can say small to medium or medium scale organization. They have to have a merchandiser so they can do the routine things, the creative part regularly, and design element as well. Any questions if anyone wants to ask about the education or about jewelry merchandising to me, the floor is open. You are all welcome to ask.
So we
Any-
have one question from
Yeah.
Mr. Anurag Kesharwani. His question is, what are the broad... may I request everyone to kindly put on mute, please? The question is from Mr. Anurag Kesharwani. What are the broad responsibilities of a merchandiser?
See, the broad responsibility definitely will be curation of the collection. First and foremost is that. Second thing is the processes. All the processes should be monitored, observed, and well performed by the merchandiser as a managerial role. So जो कारीगर है, जो team है, उसको भी कैसे काम लेना है, what kind of perfection the organization is required. That perfection, that what do you say, the finish, everything is the role and responsibility of merchandiser. And the finally, last but not the least, the promotion techniques. So I think it's a whole role of merchandiser. The merchandiser cannot escape that, no, this is not mine or this is not there. The entire three divisions he or she has to carry on his shoulder and perform well, like perform to the excellence.
Right from buying to displaying, promoting the jewelry towards selling and ensuring whatever is not selling, how do you further promote it or repurpose those to ensure the inventory turn is also coming as expected.
Deepak, I'll just interrupt you over here. So I'd just like to add to what Sir's saying. Anurag ji, so technically, if you ask in one line, if you are the owner of the company, merchandiser is going to be just like a clone to you. Since you cannot be everywhere, but you have so many errands to look up to, right? And every smallest detail of your store, it's going to be done by the merchandiser. That is how wide the role is today of a merchandiser.
We have one question. Is there any platform where we can access comprehensive merchandising knowledge and receive complete guidance on merchandising? How can we go about learning this? This question is from Mr. Vikram Singh from Burma Jewellers, Sodan.
So actually, for that reason only we are here. So at IIG, we have a very comprehensive course on merchandising, which is full-fledged course, like 80 to 90 clock hours. They have to do online or offline segments. Students are also coming for visual merchandising to offline to our institute. And apart from that, everything can be taught online segment, like on the Zoom call and the Google Meet as well. So we have a full-fledged complete courses on merchandising. We also have a retail sales management system, like who just want to know only about retail segment. We have a JRSM, Jewelry Retail and Sales Management. So these two courses, these two programs serves to retailers, and that is B2C and B2B.
And also before the session started, I was chatting with Vinita ji, and she mentioned you also do customized, personalized session for single jewelry retailer. So
Yes.
understanding their specific kind of jewelry, their location, their VM current situation, and
so we
guide
have
them.
done one entire module for South Indian jewelers brand. So we taught also like exactly कौन सी गहने को क्या बोलते हैं साउथ में, that niche thing also we curated that kind of a PPTs and showed to the sales people, so they don't miss out the words. So that also the tailor-made comprehensive corporate training can be also arranged for any small size, mid size or large size retailers as well.
I think we have $1 million question coming here. How to hire good experienced merchandiser? If any of you
Rita
would
ma'am
like
will
to
reply
address.
to this, because she has already did successful deploys or our student in a lot of big brands as well.
So we have three ways over here, Anurag ji, that you can hire a good merchandiser. Firstly, we need to know which city are you from. So we have, again, students from all over the world. If we have anybody who a pass out from your city, of course, we can get them in touch with you. The second one is, of course, your own staff that you can train as becoming a merchandiser with us. And the third would be maybe if these two don't really work out, then maybe having a recruitment company who can do that needful for you. But that the third option is a little more diminishing, because specifically jewelry merchandisers are not very in the industry. You won't get it so fast. So I would say the first two options would go well. Yes.
He's from Lucknow.
Okay.
So would you have students from Lucknow who would like to go back and work with a
Yeah.
jeweler in Lucknow?
So we have had Deepak ji students from Lucknow also, but of course we can just get back to our database and see, you know, whom we can help him with.
But
Also
what
knowing
happens
his profile as to what he wants it for technically.
also one thing, what happened, Deepak ji, nowadays, like 60-70% of our student strength is also entrepreneurs. So going forward, it's going to be more percentage. You have to create your own staff. Every retailers should understand you have to create your own staff. You can make leaders from your own team and then upgrade them to the merchandisers. You know, that is the best part what you can do. You can
Get them
invest
trained.
in people. This is the time to invest in people.
Got it.
Yeah.
So there's one question, Mr. Kaushik Patodia. He's from Surat. Do you have courses in Hindi as well?
Yeah, we do have courses in all the local and regional language. As from Bombay, we are also having Hindi, Marathi, and Gujarati language. From South, we also teach in Kannada and other South Indian language as well.
There's a question from Mr. Vikram Singh. What is the duration of the course, the daily schedule, and the cost associated with it?
I think Vinita ma'am can take it if you don't want to take it here in the platform, but we can take it on one-on-one also. And if you allow us, we can take it here.
Yeah, I mean, please feel free. It would help
Yeah,
everyone else.
go ahead.
So, like Rahul sir said, we have two kind of courses. One is about for like a corporate touch base for merchandisers, for all jewelers, entrepreneurs, or from the jeweler industry, where it's a 20-hour course. And we, like I showed you in the PPT right now, where we cover the touch points for 10 topics. And you can of course get in touch with us, because the pricing point would vary over here only depending on you would want all the 10 touch points, or would you want to specify only on one topic where you want more detail, maybe if it's store merchandising and management of store, and you want me to do that in detail. So that would be something that will vary. Also, if you need the services where we need to visit your store and set up the entire merchandising for you, that would be a different cost to it. So we can take it up on a get in touch with you on a call and maybe explain that on
Yeah.
those fronts.
So, Vinitaji, would you like to share some contacts in the chat box so that people can get in touch with you later?
Yes, I will do that.
Okay. So, Vikramji, you can get in touch with her directly. And as you mentioned, you know, the duration of the course or the schedule, cost, everything can be personalized based on the scope of requirement that each jeweler has. Okay, there's a question from Mr. Prashanta Chandra. How does the jewelry merchandiser role help in the effectiveness and building competitive pricing strategy?
So again, pricing strategy has a lot of different types that I would say in the market. So maybe if you're talking about a strategy, that is maybe when you're introducing a entire line of products. Okay, so that strategy would be that how long have you been in the market? Is it for a substantial amount? Can you charge a premium pricing? Or how is the product? Is it something where you don't have a competitive edge in the market, or you're having sole monopoly? Then I'll charge you to choose a strategy accordingly. Something which everybody is doing and you want to survive in the market, we'll change the strategy. A time where maybe you are having a decline, you know, in your entire line of products that you've introduced. Now, what would you want to do? So we change the strategy as per your market, your product, and we'll tell you what at what time, what strategies to choose on to. Another would be your costing strategy. That means what you're charging your consumer. So at which point, how much profit can you charge? Of course, looking at how much investment you've done and how much can you recover, you know, at the end of 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. So that also we do a strategizing. This is what the merchandiser will do for you being in your store. You know, understand your market, understand how much can you charge in your market, how much will people willing to be paying, and compromising, I mean, comprising both together and getting a strategy made. So this is how a merchandiser can help you.
Great. So any more questions, anyone? There's a question from Gaur De. What is the ratio to keep hyper-local jewelry along with pan-India tastes jewelry in a store?
Again, so Gaur sir, this will depend on your market. If you're from a very advanced market where the trends pick up very fast and you're able to survive in the market with the trends, because that's one thing where people buy jewelry as collectors, not only as investment point of view, then it is going to be something where you can apply a 60-40, a 60% of course of the fast moving items like I've been telling you in my PPT, and a 40% of the hypermarket or the trend based things that move on. But if you're from a market where you're trying to still get people in touch with a little trend-based things, and shift from your original traditional based jewelry, then it should be about 80-20, because you don't want to really leap faster and fall again. So it's like a slow penetration that you do in the market with that kind of a touch.
So I think a lot of insights, Vinita ji, coming from your direct experience in jewelry retail for a decade and more. Very practical insights which jewelers can right away implement. Another question, from Mr. Prashanta Chandra. Maximum, how much showroom to be allotted to a merchandiser?
I'm just going to ask her. Chandra ji, what do you mean by how much? Would you mean the size of the store? Or on what basis would you want me to quantify how much?
No, actually,
Number of the stores.
I mean, if a merchandiser have a role and we have 20 showrooms, so how much merchandiser I have to allocated?
Oh, you mean you have a chain of stores of 20 stores, so how many merchandise would you need? Is that the question?
Right.
Okay. So again, chain of stores, sir. So I would technically tell you as one merchandiser per store that you will need for sure. And that merchandiser can train your other staff. If the cities are too close by and you do not want to invest too much for now in too much of a staff and getting high on the addition of the cost, then maybe you can have one merchandiser visiting two cities and controlling that bit. But if you really can, a merchandiser today has the role where he's going to be, like I said, a clone of you, and wouldn't want to compromise that part by being penny wise pound foolish. So this is one thing. Please do invest, and you can see the tables turning with this investment. So do not think of compromising this part. You can appoint probably one or two salespeople less, but he'll be doing probably a bigger job than what your salespeople can do.
Also,
yes,
an eye opener for me as well.
yeah,
That one merchandiser per store, because each location can demand different set of jewelry, and unless and otherwise someone is catering to the specific requirement of each store, you would have generic jewelry which may not respond very well in every location.
also
Yes.
Deepak ji, it will depend on the size of the each store as well. Like if you have 20 showrooms, but I think it's maybe possible they are not equal size, right? So it's also technically depend on the size of the showroom and the people who are located to that merchandiser.
Okay. So larger showroom may definitely require one dedicated allocation of merchandise.
Yes.
Great. So we have one follow-up question, from Mr. Gorte. How could we reduce the aging product in this segment?
So, sir, I think you should not firstly be stocking a lot in one line of products. So, if you're having a product line, do not have a launching of product line with probably 200, 500 pieces of product. When maybe that's trend based, or it is something which you're going a little out of box besides your daily fast moving goods. Try and implement things where you don't, because you do not want to be stuck. You can have sample lines created in silver and have a fast manufacturing system base where you're converting it really fast into gold and giving your customer in a week. Okay, this way you'll also not have a technical a big amount of gold which you're stuck with and aging items, and your of course your investment also will be low at this point.
So with this, I think we are coming towards end of the session. I would like to once again thank Ms. Binta Shah for the lovely presentation, sharing a lot of insights. Thank you, Rahulji, for your presence. And thanks to everyone for joining us today.